Hey everyone, it's Tony here with Nerds Never Sleep, and it's time for another weekly roundup. That's right, this is the time of the week where I go ahead, show you all of the stuff that I highlighted over the previous week, and give you guys a few things like page updates and what to expect for the upcoming week. So, as you can see, we had another themed week this past week, and it was video game week. Most of these, 4 out of the 6 were from game collector's editions. And as you can tell just from all these, they put out some pretty cool stuff with these collector's editions. And these are kind of some of my more recent favorites that I've put up. And they do kind of have a little bit of a theme. There are a couple Sony exclusive games here, and I did get some crap about that saying, why did you only post Sony stuff? Why didn't you post any Xbox stuff? Well, before I get into everything, I'll tell you guys, I'm not much of an Xbox guy. I did 360. I did the Xbox One, and I kind of got rid of the Xbox One. Wanted a Dave & Buster's, played it for a little while. I got maybe 10 games for it. Kind of stopped. And the Xbox Series, the newer stuff, I have an S and I've never opened it. It's still sitting in a box. So I'm not a huge Xbox guy. Xbox has got Halo and Gears for me, really. And that's it. When they start putting out some cool exclusives, yeah, I'll probably get one. But until then, I'll stick with what I like, Sony and Nintendo. So you guys can hate me for that. But anyways, as I said, I have some really, really cool stuff here. Now, there is one here that got really killed in the YouTube algorithm. And you guys can guess by the one thing that's different here on this table. My girl Samus over here from Metroid. Now, this is a Nintendo character. And she got throttled by the YouTube algorithm because of the Zero suit that she's wearing. Now, I have guessed this for a while, but I can fully say now, after last week's X-Men week, this week's video game week, and the results that these shorts have gotten, that there is something with YouTube flagging these in the algorithm. Because there's no way that Samus from Metroid should be scoring 4 views on my channel, whereas the rest of these got 400 to 700 each. I know it's not a lot of views for shorts, but that's kind of a big difference. So the only thing that they have against Samus is the fact that she has an attractive body and is wearing a tight-fitting outfit. We had the same thing happen last week, surprisingly enough, with Rogue and Jean Grey during X-Men week, when X-Men is really in the zeitgeist. So my theory is now correct. All this other stuff got very good traction over on YouTube. Poor Samus over there got destroyed. So this might be your guys' first time seeing her, so I'm going to do my best to give you a good view of her. Next off, I'm going to go with the cuter stuff first. This really cool Ryu from Street Fighter. Now, this is from a line of toys. They're called Big Boys Toys, I believe. Big Boy or Big Boys Toys. And honestly, I got Ken and Ryu on clearance at GameStop, God knows how many years ago. And I thought they were kind of cool because they got the little button. They light up, they speak. I guess the newer ones now, they have a button on the other side, and they actually play the stage's theme song, which that's pretty cool too. So they have a bunch of characters. They have like Dhalsim, they have Blanca, they have Chun-Li, things like that. The last thing I did show you guys, and I'm going to go to that next, is this very, very hefty Witcher 3 Collector's Edition statue of Geralt kind of mounting his prey, ready to kill it. You know, it's also one of the worst looking faces on any statue that I've ever seen. And it's a damn shame because it's a really cool looking piece. But when you get in there and you see that face on Geralt, oof. Oh my God, is it rough. Now, I actually had to get CD Projekt Red to replace this statue back when it came out 3 times for me. 2 of them, there was breakage on them, and God, the faces were awful. And then the next one I got, they sent me, and it looked like somebody barely even painted the face. It was so bad. And I responded to them, and they responded to me and said, unfortunately, these are all hand painted, so not every one of them is going to look the same, and we're really sorry about that. And I sent more photos to them, and they responded back to me again and said, oh my God, we apologize for this. Can we send you another one? So they sent me another one. And this is the one I got. And I was like, you know what? This is all right. It's doable. It is a really awesome looking piece, though. And it does stand out in a collection. So it's still really cool. But like I said, I have a big love-hate relationship with that statue. Now, the thing that people complained about, we're going to go to the Sony stuff. So I'm going to start over on this side with this incredibly awesome Kratos and, I almost said his real name, Atreus statue from the God of War Collector's Edition. Now, this thing was sweet. We had Kratos with his shield. He's got his axe. He's decapitating some undead. Got Atreus sitting there popping an arrow into someone's head. Really, really, really awesome piece. Speaking of which, a game that bothers me a lot, that this game is not getting a sequel. Oh, God, and it did not perform well. This is the statue from the Days Gone Collector's Edition. And that's of my boy Deacon right there, kind of sitting down with his gun, with a dead, run over, shot in the head zombie under his motorcycle. And damn, the thing looks good. It looks so good. And it is a damn shame that Sony's not going to give us another one because, it was such a good game. And I heard it got a good resurgence on the PC. So maybe we'll get another one. But that thing was a great game. If you have not played it, you want to play a really cool zombie game, the zombies, fighting the hordes, all that stuff, having the freedom to get on your bike and just ride around. You got to look for gas. Oh, man. Such a cool game. And I get gripes from people about that all the time. I loved the game. I thought it was so good. So I recommend checking it out. And that's going to bring me to the last one. That is something I recommend to people. And a lot of people freaking hated this game. This is the incredible Collector's Edition statue from The Last Guardian. Now, for those of you who don't know, this was the 3rd game by Japan Studios, Team Ico, the guys who made Ico, Shadow of the Colossus. Fantastic games. This thing was in development hell for so long. And eventually we finally got it on the PS4. And it was rough. You could tell they were kind of at their limits in development. And it just, you got what you got. But man, I'll tell you, if we got this game now with the modern tech on the PS5, oh, God, it would be so good. I personally had a great time with this game. And it would probably make for some really cool streaming because of how difficult the giant here, Trico, is. You essentially, I'll give you a little story. I don't want to get too into it. You control this little boy, right? And the guardian of him is obviously Trico. Trico behaves like an asshole cat, basically. He has his own AI. He does what he wants. He'll play around with stuff in the world. He'll wander off from you. You got to call him back. You have to command him to do stuff. If you need help getting up, you have to command him. And he can kind of be a little sassy sometimes and not listen to you. So it was a pretty interesting game. Only problem was sometimes the tech wasn't there at the time to do something like this. But man, if they would remake this like they did with Shadow of the Colossus and they did with like Demon Souls on the PS5, oof, man, I would love to see what they would do with the tech they have now. Because the game already looked beautiful. You had every individual feather of Trico had its own movement. Wind would brush through. You would see it go through the thing's mane, just hanging out. And it was a great game. Again, game that people either love or they hate. I loved it. I had a fantastic and frustrating time with it. But it was no fault of your character. It was your fault of your companion. And, oh man, it was just a great game. Like I said, I recommend people checking it out if you have not already. Also, check out their other games, Eco and Shadow of the Colossus, because those were awesome. But, sorry for going off on a little gaming tangent there. I get pretty passionate about my video games. I'm going to go ahead and show you some new footage of these amazing pieces. All right, so here's your closer look at the Metroid Other M Samus Zero suit. And again, this is by Max Factory. And it is a damn shame that YouTube killed this in the algorithm because she is really, really cool looking. But I'm going to give you guys just a quick look at her. I'm going to give you guys a zoomed in look, obviously. So as you can see here, it's just a crystal clear base Metroid Other M. We're going to go on up, check out her again, her little companion Metroid. And of course, we're going to give a look, obviously, at the Zero suit. Obviously, the suit itself looks really good. The model and everything looks good. Hair looks really good. So, I'll give you guys another quick look at her. Kind of go up here a little bit. Again, I love the metallic look of the Zero suit. I love that they gave her little beauty mark on her face. And again, a fantastic looking piece. So here we've got the Big Boys Toys Ryu. And I'm not going to really go around the back because it's just a plain white border here. So nothing really crazy to go about here. But it is really, really cool. I like how they have the new Challenger Ryu. I like how it lights up. Really, really cool. The backdrop, obviously, is his stage. And then if you look here, this is actually just a little piece they kind of give you. They give you these little stands you can kind of put on the display. And as you can see, this is the button. It says Street Fighter on it. Works really good. And Ryu himself is actually kind of cool. Sorry, I had to wait for the camera to adjust. And here's the big boy himself. Here is Geralt. Again, kind of in the awkward pose, but you can see here on the back, it's kind of like he's kind of leaning in to the Chimera. So I guess it kind of works, but it does just kind of look awkward when you go around here to this end. I don't know. Some maybe with the way it just looks. I don't know. But still, it's a very, very badass looking statue. Other than the nightmare fuel that is Geralt's just completely dead face. Yeah. That's what I wanted to get at, guys. But again, all the other details are there. This thing is pretty cool. The actual creature itself is very, very detailed. Again, too much detail to even get to in a short kind of format like this. but I'll try to get as much of it as I can in. So you can see this is where it kind of looked a little weird for me right here, but it could just be the way the statue is sculpted. We've got his bloodied up sword right here, looking cool. His other sword is kind of in its scabbard. And again, back to the nightmare fuel of a face. Oh god, it's so bad. But again, all in all, pretty freaking cool piece. God of War Collector's Edition. Kratos and Atreus. Obviously, I said this thing looks freaking badass. Got all the cool snow effects on Kratos. Just looking like a boss here. Killing some undead. Just doing what they do. See here, the base is really, really cool. It kind of has all that snowy effect on it. And obviously we've got Kratos' axe here. Has some cool detail to it. Decapitating a mofo. Also cutting off the hand. We've got another dead zombie guy right here with Atreus putting an arrow through him. Face actually isn't too bad on this one. I've seen some that were pretty rough on other collectibles. Snow again on the boots. We've got Kratos' shield. Freaking cool. All the details here are really, really well done. There's his tattoos, obviously. Back around, of course, to Daddy himself. Looking like a boss. And yeah, really, really great piece. Alright, so here's the Days Gone Collector's Edition statue of Deacon and his victim and his badass motorcycle. Again, guys, if you haven't checked this game out, I highly recommend it. This thing was such a blast to play. And the statue is really, really cool looking itself. They actually did capture the actor. Capture the actor. Really, really good. Those of you who don't recognize him, you might know him as Sam, and he's played such cool characters as Starkiller and Darth Maul. So the bike is really, really cool looking, very, very detailed. Love how they got kind of the legs are just gone on the zombie. Again, very, very cool piece for a kick-ass game. And last but not least, we've got the Last Guardian's Trico. And again, this is just a beautiful, beautiful piece of your sleeping giant, so to speak, and it just looks amazing. All the feathers, all the details, looks very, very nice. The kind of grassy little knoll he's sleeping on. Kind of have the eyes half open, half closed. And of course, we've got our main character here. Just kind of he's kind of almost an afterthought, but here's where the money is. This cute little guy right here. He's got his little talons, his tail. I go upwards a little bit so you can kind of see. Yeah, he has like chicken feet almost. Very cool. He's got his little wings. So he can't really fly very good if you do play the game. He can kind of glide a little bit and flap his wings. He has his horns, his blue horns, and they are broken and damaged. So again, this is a really, really cool piece, guys, and I recommend checking this game out as well. Again, The Last Guardian. All right, everyone, so there was your closer look at all of these, I'm going to say, amazing pieces. And, man, it's a tough call on what I think is my favorite for the week. But I want to give it to Kratos. I want to give it to my boy Kratos. But there's something about the Last Guardian statue that just gets me, like, when I see that statue. And I don't know if it's because of, like, the nostalgia from the game and just, like, the journey that you went on in this game, but this kind of stone look, the circular stone with the name of the game on it, and just Trico just kind of laying there, just kind of curled up. It just works, and it does kind of hit a little bit of nostalgia in the game for you, because there are events where, you know, if Trico suffers damage or Trico's tired, things like that, like he'll go and he'll have to lay down, he'll rest and things like that, or you can find spots that are like these really beautiful looking spots in the game, like these scenic areas, and Trico will go and he'll interact with them and he'll lay down and things like that. I don't know if it's the nostalgia from the game or what, but I gotta give it to this statue here. And it's something that in my gaming setups that people usually look at and go, oh, that's really cool. What's that from? Obviously, The Last Guardian. Now, the honorable mention is definitely going to go to my boy Kratos here, because, I mean, I feel like a traitor just for not using this as my pick of the week. But, again, there's something about this piece that just, it draws me to it every time I see it. So, there you go. But that's my favorite piece of the week. I'd like to know what you guys liked the best. And as far as page updates, so I'm going to be getting back into some more streaming now that all the holiday stuff is over, all the craziness is kind of over that's been going on. All my birthday stuff last week that was going on. You know, there was a lot of moving parts over the last couple weeks between the holidays, things like that. I'm currently getting asked a lot by people to do shelf tours, room tours, etc. And I am working on doing something like that for you guys. But, I mean, just behind me, as you can see, there's a lot of shelves to go through. So it's nothing I can really kind of just throw together in like a little short reel or whatever. And this is currently the corner of the room that is organized right now. I literally, on the opposite sides of the room, I have just things pulled apart because I'm trying to reorganize all my shelves. So essentially, all this stuff is going to get emptied out and moved. And we're going to start shooting on a different side of the room on a larger wall instead of being in a corner. So it is taking a long time. My focus right now is I'm trying to get my streaming area set up too. So I'm kind of got a lot of moving parts here in the house itself. And I only have so much time and so much money to do all this. So it's a slow process. But I might do some things like some quick videos for you guys, kind of showing you guys around some of the areas or some of the shelves. Not necessarily the entire rooms themselves, because I literally have 5 rooms in my house with shelves and collectibles in it right now. So there's a lot. So that's it for that part. Back to business as usual this week. Not doing a themed week. I've done 2 in a row, and now I'm going to kind of go back to business as usual, with the usual Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday dailies, where I'm going to do my themed days instead. And I might do that for a couple weeks and then jump back in another themed week. I'll make sure I let you guys know ahead of time. Going to be doing some unboxings. Going to get some more of those out of the way. Not sure what I'm doing yet, so stay tuned if you guys want to see. Think I might be doing Domino from the Iron Studios X-Men line, but we'll see. And that is going to be really it for page updates. Like I said, I'm going to be going back doing some streaming. I'm going to be definitely doing some streaming Tuesday night, Wednesday during the day. I'm trying to think. Probably Thursday during the day. And then possibly something late Friday night. But that is tentative, so we'll see. And yeah, guys, I don't know. That's it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed checking out all these amazing pieces. Tell me what was your favorite in the comments below. Don't forget to click that like button, click that subscribe button, click that share button, spread the nerdiness. Follow on all of the social medias. The link tree is in the description down below. And yeah, guys, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.